Hi everyone, good afternoon. I hope you're doing well. I am trying to relax, trying relaxing after work over here at in Colwood, in Colwood Park at the Recreation Center. Today, I would like to share information regarding to COVID. COVID is a very hostile and probably the most troubling situation what is happening today around the entire world because of animals, starting with animals, spreading with bacteria and viruses on the inside and on the outside of people. COVID always existed since since animal since animals existed. The waste products got into the air. That's how it started, and then got into the water, got into the food chain, then got into humans. The humans started spreading bacterial virus infections in every ways, also energetically, physically, as well as psychologically. COVID cannot stop until nature infections from the animals and also from animal natures and animal nature infections will not stop. Until then, COVID cannot stop at all. Another thing is the radios, the frequencies we are using. As you can tell, right now I am also using my cell phone. It's a radio. It works with frequencies through radio waves and radiations. When it comes to frequencies and radiations, all the hostile living beings, naturally hostile living beings, also have radiations. All the all the healthy uh, beings with well-beings also has they also have radiations. Now, the bad radiations, the bad frequencies do not get along with good frequencies, with good vibrations, with good radiations, including biological radiations and also including instrumental radiations. Radiations could also emanate from objects depending on the quality of natures. Of course, good quality natured things like noble minerals, crystals, diamonds, gold, platinum, and also most of the higher frequency uh, carrying elements, they could support the environment to be more energized, therefore less hostile. So whose responsibility primarily is to protect the population from negative effects, from negative radiations, including all the frequencies. Who is actually responsible? Who are those people who have been chosen to protect the environment while also to support the environment? Therefore, crimes such as energy vampiring and decays, cellular decays, and cellular acidifications will not or should not kill people, because that's what's happening when your cellular structure is becoming exposed to acidifying qualities, energetic, physical, or psychological qualities, regardless of distance. As long as they get into your mind, they will get into your body. As long as they're getting into your body, they will also get into your mind. And all of a sudden, you have no idea how come a minute ago you were a happy, blissful, natured human, and next minute or next moment, that feeling, that emotional as well as psychological experience by quality of nature has been gone, has been disturbed by noise pollution, that means acidifying pollution, or frequencies, or vibrations, or bacteria and virus natures. Now, all people who are actually consuming animals or keeping animals or being exposed to animal nature, since animal nature cannot help not to get inside of human nature, all of those people automatically are COVID infected, bacteria, virus infected. So as soon as animalistic qualities entering the human physiology, energetically, physically, or psychologically, or psychologically, humans will get COVID. The animal race naturally carrying COVID, all of them. Of course, the predators between the animal family, the animal race carrying the most bacterial virus infections. Of course, those which are consuming their own kind, their own race in this case, because they are not kind at all. They cannot help it. They cannot be really kind anymore, since they mean life threat to human nature. So those people who were primarily chosen by other people, not by God, but by other people, and be honest, let's be honest, most people, again, are alien nature carriers as is up to today, simply because the animals were victimized naturally from bugs, and then that bug nature from the animal race through the animals also infected most of the human population. Even statues of animals are infectious. Even memories of animals are infectious, because their behaviors never will be nearby as good as humans. That means their radiations, their biological radiations, or their behaviors will always be infectious. Always mean killing of the human spirit, because that's what is actually happening. Firstly, is the human spirit getting disturbed, poisoned, then withdrawn. When the human physiology exposed to animalistic qualities through instruments or through living animals or dead animals, then the human physiology will start automatically transforming, starting with the brain cells. After the brain cells has been exposed to rotting qualities, that means killing qualities, destroying qualities, the entire physiology then will become jeopardized, will become shifted, will differ from what is actually normal, pleasantful, kind, good, lively, life supportive to humans. Politicians are the most popular people. Of course, there are lots of people who have been chosen by the public, not by God, because the public does not know God and does not have God when the public, the human population, has been devilized, evilized, doomed, suffocated, poisoned, damaged, harmed. Afterwards, anything what happens to humans got nothing to do with humans because the mind has been shifted. Not like this, it's like this or like this. The direction of the brain waves has been troubled and will not able to align with the frequencies anymore after being poisoned and disturbed and damaged and robbed from spiritual energies which were human. If you take a nap like I did a couple of minutes ago over in the vehicle after work and lunch, my cell, just like your cells, my cells started to energize, started to align with the true human energetic qualities of the environment and started to get receiving energies, electricity started to get energized. Every single time when that happens, all the rest of the hostile or hostiled, in this case harmed beings, all of them, naturally all the animals, since they have an extra membrane around the cellular structure. Humans have one membrane, animals got two protective membranes, and that protective membrane is a poison which got developed from an alien acid which is foreign to Earth. It is coming from a meteor, which is in Africa. Since everybody heard about that meteor, of which responsible for the vibrum or vibrim, there's a metal, a certain element which is foreign to Earth, that pitch black mineral which got earned out of the meteor is polluted with elements, and one specific element, I think it's called vibrium or something like that, which is not actually belonging to the human planet. This this vibrum, I think that's what it's called, it is emanating a certain type of frequency which attracts and resurrects and empowers the most hostile beings on the planet, since they are the the closest relatives to that acid nature, what is not from earth but from hell itself, a very cold and very dark and very hostile place of the universe. Most likely it was produced and left behind as a waste product of the intergalactic bug war around us. Around our home planet there is an intergalactic bug war, and with the support of that energetic quality, that alien natured energetic quality, the bugs on earth, especially the viruses and the hostile bacteria and the hostile animals, will get empowered, which will weaken humans and will destroy humans also if humans are exposed to it without doing anything against it, and without doing anything for human well-being. Politicians, probably the lawmakers, have the biggest power in the entire planet. They could make a change. After 6 years of officially announcing COVID, the entire scientific community has been threatened. Many of us has been killed or have been separated from this world for different reasons. One reason could be is not to get killed. Another reason is to be able to live a human life, able to be a good scientist. That means to do good work in order to regain natural balance. As is, natural balance is not possible as the world has been governed today. Up to today, it is a centralized government. What is has been established since a long time ago, since ancient times ago. There is a centralized government on the planet, which is in this case completely helpless and mindless. And it shows. After 6 years, COVID has been announced. None of the actual crime preventive techniques which would be efficient or could be efficient in this case, none of them has been actually utilized and used. None of them. You still have infected radios just like I do. You still have infected beings with you, which spreading bacterial virus infections. You still consuming animals, people, dead or alive, alien nature carriers. No matter how you cook them or bake them, you can't get rid of that alien nature from animals or animalistic things or beings. They need to be deported, collected, then deported from Earth, including the meteor. The meteor. It's a big black rock deposited somewhere around Uganda. What else can I say? There was one tiny little bit of step taken after or during the pandemic when it was announced first in 2020. That was the social distancing. But after people realized that social distancing only makes a tiny bit of difference and nothing more, social distancing was rejected. Also because people with virus natures on their brain membrane, or inside their nerves, inside their brains as well, or in the arteries, they couldn't understand why they cannot be closer to people, closer than 2 meters. They just wanted to be there, get there as close as possible, especially those with cancers and parasites. But in this case, I think once somebody is getting attacked, it doesn't really matter how sick they are. The degree of sickness, when sicknesses are getting spread from one people to another, or from animals to humans, primarily, it does not really matter what kind of sickness it is, what kind of COVID it is that, or how bad it is. Once it's gets into people, it will start growing. It will start implementing itself, start embedding itself, and then it will start spreading itself inside of people until it is not cleaned out. Since the government is completely helpless about doing anything good against COVID, all the government, no exceptions in the rule. I've been examining and studying governments from around the world, and none of them cared about not to consume animals, or not to keep animals, or not to use radios anymore. None of them cared about it, and none of them will care about it until humans are mutated and zombified from animal nature. Those people just can't care about human lives anymore. They've been disabled. That's what animal nature does. The number one thing what animal nature infections disable inside the human brain is the human nature protective ability, starting with oneself, which shows on all infected humans who are living with infections. This is the reason why, because of this helpless situation, this is the reason why I choose to share my most beloved scientific research results. And scholar, well, he was a scholar before it became an actual fact. I decided to share information regarding to Super 8, which, thanks God, yesterday we was able to get to a complete Super 16, a completed Super 16, which will lead us together to completed Super 24. These are the most efficient, simplest and most efficient foods humans could consume. I call them superfoods because these foods capable of protecting humans of everything what I just mentioned, or from everything what is actually killing humans and make humans suffering before that. So hiding away politicians and doctors and police and army people and teachers and priests and anybody really who was signed up, or who signed up to protecting human lives, I tell you something. Hiding away, believing that your frequency, the device what you're using, will not harm you, and hiding away and from your hidden places and hidden workplaces and lifestyle, ignoring the rest of the populations and ignoring the real solutions will not help you. Blaming people about humans, blaming humans about animal nature infections, the viruses really like this noise. Also this one too. They love it. I'm just kidding, they hate that actually. So what will help us? I would start where the source of the hostility began. Any alien nature carrying elements which are not on the periodic table should be kicked out of the planet. There are certain things what shouldn't be burned on the planet and or try to get incinerated or molecularly, like atomically destroyed, because they will become a part of the environment. Some things by quality of nature don't change. In this closed environment we are living in, we call home, we call human planet, everything by quality of nature will recycle. Those things which are hostile and they are from the planet, most of the things, except for maybe a couple of volcanic bacteria and virus natures, could be incinerated, or a couple others which were devolved or sorry, yeah, devolved or developed on the planet, and they are hostile natured materials or things or beings. They could be destroyed safely, broken down to the elemental levels, perhaps to carbon molecules, which is the first element on the periodic table, then could be recycled to something else. The second step, what I would do after I finding Vibram, I think that's what it's called, something like that, named after its ability of resisting any impact, perhaps not only resisting an impact but reigniting an impact. That means if something goes against this material, that force will be multiplied and projected back. So let's say my vehicle now is in the parking lot. If this vehicle would be made up by that mineral what I just mentioned, somebody would crash into my car, their vehicle would be destroyed, and my vehicle will not have a scratch on it. Wouldn't have a scratch. This is the material we are talking about. Now, just like most of the super minerals, this mineral also went through a laboratory procedure and has been also introduced to human physiology That means there are people carrying this alien nature, carrying element. And there are also other beings too with it. But this element could be withdrawn from beings or things, could be separated safely, and could be completely, it could be sent away from the planet out to outer space. So it will not trouble us, including the meteor. The second step, what is very important to do, this meteor has been on the planet since a few 100,000 years. The second thing what humans need to do is organize the environment, realize that your human nature with the human frequency is 428 basically, that's the heaven, that's where your cellular structure feels most comfortably. Anything else what is not supporting your human biological system, especially lower frequencies, they means injuries and infections and also killings with it. Should not be around humans, not from animals, not from humans, and not from any beings or things. Animal nature on the planet should be banned completely. That means wherever human settlements are, the animals simply would not be allowed to be there. Wherever humans may go and may appear to do things or to undo things, animals and animal natures, animalistic natures should not exist there. In the water, in the air, in the atmosphere, like in the ether, in the electromagnetic field, in the foods, should not exist. That would be legal, that would be fair to humankind, to human nature. That would ensure us to be able to sustain human nature, which is the number one purpose of humans. Now, since alien natures are all about getting into humans, then attacking humans through humans, or getting into animals, even though they already having it, they were born with it. That's why they didn't born as humans; they were born as animals. They will always try. They will always attack human spirit, the human spirit, spiritual qualities, human soul, and they will always try to, with the infections and injuries, will try to and damages, will try to convince humans that one human has been attacked, has attacked another human. They will try to blame humans for attacks, for alien natures through humans, and also through animals, and also through anything that is animalistic, energetically, physically, or psychologically. Look around, it's very obvious. The world is full of with garbage, full of with pollutions, full of with poisons, such as full of it. There are more psychological pollutions around us than you can actually count. There is more physical pollutions around us than you can actually count. There are more energetic pollutions around us, poisons around us than we can count. Until the environment will not be corrected, repaired, then kept that way, until then, humans will never ever be able to live a good life. Until then, we will never ever be actually able to live a human life. We could live a bug life or an animal life, another human life from one moment to another, and also for the long run. I will not blame any of the protectors or those people who signed up to protect the human world, thus or therefore they are actually getting paid for it. I'm doing everything for free. I never ask any money for my scientific research results or any money for healing people, or I never ask any money to prevent crimes or to stop crimes or to fight against aliens. Never. I never will. If somebody wants to appreciate being saved and capable of appreciating it financially, I will accept it, because I never been appreciated financially for my noble lifestyle. I've been beaten and killed many times, and poisoned and damaged many times, more times than I can remember. I've never been actually appreciated financially or by anything yet what would actually help my human life. That means a good wife, good children, good friends, good jobs, good travels, good events, happy memories, blissful events, blissful and also heavenly situations. Ever. And I'm not alone. I have 8 billion, more than 8 billion siblings with me on the human planet who could say the same thing. Do you think I want to marry this guy? No. But that guy had money. Do you think I wanted to have these children? No. But I didn't have any other choice. You think I wanted to do that job? That job? No. Did I have any other choice? To receive money which I am entitled to, I have the human right to get it, receiving it, not suffer for it? Never. Didn't happen. Look around you. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, where is your dream? Where is your human life? Gone to the zombies, gone to the animals, gone to the aliens? Whose isn't? Or whose aren't? More or less, one way or another, the buck trap got to everyone and keeping us trapped for one moment to another, unless if we are doing something to ensure that now finally I can breathe like a human. Now I can finally feel like a human. I can feed myself like a human. I can have my cellular energization as a human. And nobody will be able to harm me, hurt me, or hurt us if there are more of us. Don't you want to have that experience? Who do you think will be able to do it? One human would have a chance to do it for oneself, or if there are other humans with the same master plan, because now in these days having a normal life needs a master plan, as is. I'm not kidding. I wish I could kidding about this, but I can't. I cannot blame my politicians or our politicians and our protectors when obviously the entire earth is under an attack. I cannot even appreciate our protectors when our protectors are mindlessly and carelessly handling the situation, because they are so attacked, so poisoned and damaged that they cannot do anything good about it anymore. And the attacks, the poisons, the pollutions, the injuries the offenses, are the only things what we are receiving when we are in trouble of the same thing we call alien attack on the human planet. And that's not good. That's not kosher. That's not proper. That's not humane. That's evil. Living in an evil world? Ooh, very exciting. Ooh, all the evil wants nothing else but us to be evil too. And no, they are not people. But yes, evil happens to people. When it gets into people, it will come out. Since we are also giving off energies, not only receiving energies, and everything starts with energy, firstly, the evil spirit goes in, it will leak out, if not burst out. So politicians, protectors, you're getting paid to protect the human population. People voted for you. Sick people, because obviously the entire planet is sick, nearly the entire planet is sick from the same thing. Protectors, you are the first people who I listed before who should have the best psychological, energetic, physical as well as psychological qualities as humans. That means animal nature infected protectors, or acidified protectors, cellularly and neurologically acidified protectors, or poison protectors, are not protectors. You can't protect people when you are infectious, when you mean danger, when you mean suffering, when you mean hostility and offenses and violations against human rights. As is, simply because what you're consuming or what you're keeping or what keeps you when it comes to possessed minds by alien natures and poisonous things and beings. The public voted on you for you because the public is similarly poisoned and damaged and suffering and believed you more than anyone else, believed you more than those who are not, carrying dogs in them and cats and birds and pigs and beef and chickens. You're crazy. You lost your mind. If you're consuming animals, you lost your mind. You're crazy. Admit it. Number one step. You're poisoned. You're infected. Yes, admit it. Number one step. Admit that you are sick and unworthy to actually be there for humans or anyone who is a human but sick. Sick people will make you sicker. People without sicknesses would put on protective gears against biological radiations and all the rest of the radiations, and would put up mask or even maybe an Iron Man suit just to make sure that they will cover the eyes, they will cover the ears, just to make sure that they will not get infected while they're treating you. Just like when there is an Ebola or AIDS breakout, people put on the hazard suits so they can stay safe while they're treating others. If they are infected and treating others, that will kill them too. Even if they have suits on, because now the aliens got a chance to synergize, to have synchronized energy with something what is already inside the people and it's hostile. You don't want to change the world because you're too poisoned? Fine. You think you can go on like this? Destroying half a human beings' kismet and destinies? Simply because you cannot be healthy anymore? Simply because there is enviness in you? In your subconsciousness from the alien nature infections? That's what they all have. All the animals are super envy and jealous on anything that is actually humane and humane right. Subconsciously. It's implanted. It's in them. Can't help it, can't change it. Why do you think they are not telling you that you have cancer? They could, they sense it. Why do you think they're not telling you not to eat their own siblings, other animals? They can't, they are infectious, they are infected. They know subconsciously, intuitively, that by you consuming them or keeping them, it will strengthen the alien nature carriers. That means them. They also know that it will weaken you as well as all your rest of the human siblings. They all know, all of them. Yet, what they do because they cannot help it. Just like any other aliens, disturb, pollute, damage your human spirit. And even more with that. All through that. All because of it. Most of the bugs inside the predators in their backroom love to eat you. They chew on flesh. They drink blood. When they are in your backroom, in your column, in your large intestine, on the walls, stuck down there from consuming animals, those bug natures would love to eat you. They are feeding on your blood, on your human spirit, on your soul, zombifying you, turning you to all different kinds of hybrids and hostile beings, from vampires to all different types of beasts. That's what's happening in this world today, since a few 100,000 years ago. From time to time, the human population, our population, was able to get out of the mess, and then we got dragged back down after our defense systems got destroyed. And yet we never learned from it. Yet you having a whole bunch of people dressing up nicely or not nicely, and there are serious hostilities against human rights occurring momentarily every day, and nobody is capable of doing anything about it. That's a joke. That's a very, very, very bad joke. That's the biggest lie, the biggest trap ever. Money is artificial, digital, always have been. The entire earth is digital, always have been. Electric. And yet, people don't have enough money to live according to our own human rights on the top of this alien attack. You need to tell your protectors, politicians, just like I do, or your friends or family members, the truth. Go use Super 8. Go use Super 16. Now finally it is available. If you want to use something else because you know it will help you for sure to clean the poisons out of you, than to heal your physiology, share it with others. Do it for yourself, share it with others, be there. Have a human soul. Don't be an alien who is ignoring and supporting violations against human nature. I'm talking about now the 80% of the entire human population up to today. Please have aloha in your heart. Have your own human spirit with you. Don't let the animals having it instead of you. And the aliens instead of you. Which means in this case exactly the same thing, because they're channeling human spiritual energies to the bug race. Because that's all they have. That's what they accumulate. No, the animals cannot be healed. Once they are healed, they will become humans. That's when they healed. Until the animals, they are sick and they are spreading sicknesses. This is the truth. Why do you think your doctor gives you an antibiotic when you have fever? You gotta kill the hostile bugs in you just to get a little bit better. You want it in you? You didn't want it in you. Did they find you? They seek you out? Were they seeking you out? Yes. That's all they do, non-stop. Seeking out human souls and eating them after poisoning them and disturbing them. Firstly, poisoning them, then exchanging animalistic qualities to human qualities, or human qualities to animalistic qualities. That's all they do. Can you care about it? Can you protect your own kind, your own nature? No. You already would have been if you could. Will you try tomorrow better than yesterday? Let's see. There are people like me who would do anything for humans. Anything. Except for killing ourselves. Because that would not make sense, right? That wouldn't make sense. So what Jesus went through was not Jesus doing it. He was already possessed by bacterial virus nature, unfortunately, which convinced him that it's okay to be killed. No, it's not okay to be killed, and it's not okay to suffer. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to be killed. You're destined to be alive. You have the right to life. In this case, human life. And when you're doing it, then you're having it, and that is holy, that is everlasting, that is divine. Super 8, Super 16, as well as Super 24 with mandatory global healing. Mandatory. If your parliament representatives really care about you, or could care about you, and your other protectors I mentioned, they would force you to heal, because they would care for humankind so much that they would not allow human nature to be jeopardized at all. Not at all. Together we can fight the aliens back. That will take us to make sure that we will never ever blame each other when we are becoming infected, then transform our mind, our brain cells, our minds with it, and perhaps many times the entire physiology gets transformed, acidified at that point, lowered down to a low key vibration. Low key. The reason why the Thor's half brother, which is not true, of course. Loki is adopted, nothing to do with Odin or Thor genetically, or different bloodline. Loki was alien, an alien mix. But don't get me wrong, there are places around the planet for alien mixed humans, we call humanoids, hybrids. And even as is, when people are animalistically infected, they still have the human DNA in a better shape than those who mixed with aliens, hybrids, or animals sexually, then produced offsprings. It is our advantage which we need to cherish. We need to restrain our human spiritual qualities in our cultures, in our behaviors, through how we treat one another. We need aloha non-stop. Non-stop. So all the protectors who may got troubled by offenses and started offending people for profit and for who knows what, some kind of interest, artificial interest, of course. For those people who meant to be protectors, but they been offended and then they became offenders, those people, until they are offenders, they are doing offenses, are subjected to the International Criminal Court by the United Nations. I will do everything in my power to make sure that the offenses will stop by the International Court of Justice as well as the United Nations. That's my human right. It is the least what I can do. And the most what I can do, what I'm doing every day, is trying to do my best to remain human. Therefore, I'm sharing human life supportive informations as well as deeds with those who are in need of help, human natured support, energetically, physically, as well as psychologically. Anybody else out there who's doing it, be careful, because most of these people are still carrying alien natures, and as soon as they feel your healthy human spirit, that your clean blood is electric, those little hostile entities, beings and things will try to take it from you, and then you need to protect yourself. So healing and helping humankind in this world today is the most dangerous thing as is, because as soon as you trying to help humankind, all the rest of it which aren't will try to stop you in one way or another. I love you.